Everyone's telling you the quickest way to leave your 9 to 5 is by starting digital marketing, trading, Amazon FBA, or even becoming a famous influencer on TikTok. And let's be honest, here's the harsh truth. Most of the women that step into that end up broke or just given up, because following a system or a structure without any support can be difficult. I'm going to show you the easiest, fastest way to start hitting 5 to 10k plus months without starting up your own business, brand, or even doing any of them other things that I just mentioned, but by mastering the high ticket skill of appointment setting and becoming a client matchmaker. This exact system has allowed me and many other girls to start living the lives we truly deserve. Now, I use this exact system to land me my first paying client with 185k plus followers. I then stepped into so many different niches: fitness, beauty, Airbnb, where I built up the skills and knowledge to then moving on to helping other girls and mentoring them to get into the exact position that I'm in today, allowing many of them to leave their 9 to 5s and finally gain that location and financial freedom. There's multiple girls who have come in inside with different stories, different skills, but the difference is they are all on the same journey of building that freedom. Girls inside who have come in with absolutely no sales experience to now sending DMs and literally getting paid for it. And there are girls who have also come in with multiple sales experience who have come to me earning their old company millions and finally channeling that talent into making their own freedom happen. And the difference between the girls who get caught up in their 9 to 5 chasing shiny things, use the excuse of they're tired when they get home from work or they don't have enough time to fit it in their day, to the girls who are actually building that freedom, the difference between us and them is that we actually took action to make that change for ourselves. And now there is a very structured path on how you can do that too. So ladies, before we start, let's be real. You are not lazy and you've been trying to figure out this make money online thing for quite some time now. You've poured absolutely everything you have into trying these new different things, but you're just still feeling unfulfilled and just searching for that something more. So in the next 15 to 20 minutes, I'm going to run you through the exact vehicle that has gotten me from working 10 plus hours at my corporate 9 to 5, slaving away, to gaining that location and financial freedom. However, before we jump into it, I'm going to be completely real with you. This is not for everyone. So let's run through who this is for and who it's not for. This is for the gals aged 17 to 25 who are stuck in that dead-end job that they hate. Or for women who hate their current situation, whatever that may be. College, university, school, the job that they don't like. Whatever that may be, if you're not happy in the situation that you're in, this is for you. Women who crave working at their own demand with that location and financial freedom to finally work on their own terms. Women who have that drive behind them, who are ready to get to work and who are actually dedicated to making things happen. And for women who are fed up of that traditional route, that corporate 9 to 5 life that just doesn't work anymore. Having your boss in your ear roll telling you when you can go on holiday, when you can go on lunch. If that resonates with you, this is where you need to be. Moving on to the girls who it's not for, if you're looking for some sort of shortcut, women who can't stay disciplined or stick to something for longer than a few weeks. If you're someone looking to get rich quick or an easy way out, this is not for you. Or victims who blame everyone around them other than themselves and can't actually take accountability for their own actions. And for any one of you who think you can become a trillionaire in the next 30 days. So my promise to you in this video is going to shift the way you think about money, work, and gaining that freedom. I'm going to break down exactly how women in that traditional route are finally breaking free for a high income skill that actually compounds. You're going to understand what appointment setting actually is and how it can be your breakthrough. And by the end of this video, you'll understand that freedom, it is not down to luck. It's down to dedication. See, the core problem is a lot of you girls, you think you lack that opportunity and you just don't know where to start. But the real problem is you haven't found that high income skill that can actually pay you for the work that you're putting in. And if you don't make that change, nothing changes for you. No one's going to come along and sweep you off your feet. You're going to continue to see the women living that dream life that you want whilst you're on your lunch break scrolling on TikTok. So who am I? I'm Rihanna, I'm 19, and 2 years ago I was stuck in a very, very similar situation to most of you girls watching this video. I was stuck at a dead-end corporate 9-to-5 job, working 10 plus hour shifts at a nursery on the bare minimum. I felt as though I was working my life away at such a young age and getting absolutely nothing in return. Like, there was no future vision. And I was just struggling to pay for day-to-day life. I actually remember going to Tesco's with less than £1 in my bank account, wondering how I was going to manage to pay for dinners for that week. Waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, getting up in the dark, going home at 7, 8 o'clock in the evening whilst it was dark. It's no way to live. I remember I was sat on my taxi on the way to work, and this is when it really, really hit me. I was sat in that taxi, I was running late again. I was always late because of the traffic in my local town. I remember sitting in there thinking, the taxi that I'm in costs £6.50 to even get me to work. And I know full well I'm going to this job where my time is worth £6.40 an hour. So the transport of me even getting to that 9 to 5 was more than my hourly wage, which really shifted my mindset, and I knew that I had to get out. And I'd looked into absolutely everything and tried everything underneath the sun, whether it be digital marketing, TikTok shop. I even thought about starting up my own clothing brand. I just wanted that escape. Every YouTube or plan that I was watching and following promised freedom, but in the long run, I just ended up feeling really, really frustrated. And people all around me, friends, family, people at my 9 to 5, thought that I was delusional because I wanted that out. They thought that I was crazy for not just settling for that comfort life. And I was so close to just giving up and believing in them, because the truth was I was broke, I was unfulfilled, and to be honest, I just felt like I was failing and embarrassing myself. Then everything started to change. I found something different, a hidden skill no one was talking about. I didn't even know what it was myself. I'd never heard of it. And it was the hidden entry point into the online business world. As soon as I realized these very successful businesses needed one thing, and that one thing was appointments. And these very, very big businesses were in high demand for them. And once I cracked that system, everything changed. After really, really locking in and learning this skill, I replaced my 9 to 5 income in a matter of weeks. I started hitting 4 to 5K consistently. I went from having multiple clients in loads of different niches to building my skills and knowledge, to then realizing if I can do it, a girl that dropped out of college, had no GCSEs and had no future vision, then what's stopping other girls who also feel stuck do the exact same thing? I looked about and I realized no one was actually helping these girls break through. It was a very, very men-orientated industry, and let's be honest, girls, we're a lot better at it anyways. At that exact point is when I realized that I need to do something about it. So I built Miss High Ticket, an invite-only mentorship for women who are finally ready to break through. A community of girls all pushing each other to that next level and reaching their full potential. Absolutely no competition, just pure dedication for every single girl inside to reach that full potential of themselves. And building that financial and location freedom that every single one of them deserves. So now let's talk about the old game. It is dead. Dropshipping, affiliate marketing, TikTok shops, they're all being crushed by automation and competition through AI. These new fake gurus are popping up all over the place, promoting stuff that they barely have a clue about. And people are still wondering why they're broke. Moving on to the new wave. Every single day, these online businesses, coaches, brands are being created and exploding, but these founders just don't have enough time or knowledge to manage their DMs. I mean, they could give it a go, right? They could deal with the DMs, the booking in the calls, the fulfillment, the actual taking the calls. But in the long run, every single one of them are just going to be stretched out and done half-heartedly. Now, these business owners need 4 main things: leads, conversations, appointments, and money, of course. And they are willing to pay these appointment setters a lot of money to take that time off of their hands, because AI just can't do the job for them. They need real people in the DMs who can build trust, connect with the leads, and actually have genuine conversations. AI doesn't have that emotional connections to the leads to actually build rapport and build that trust. So right now, the demand for setters is absolutely exploding. Every single month, more businesses are hiring. And every single month, more women are being left behind. The next 12 months decides who wins and who continues to watch. Now, let's talk about the client matchmaker framework. The online space is overflowing with offers at the moment. Everyone's selling, but no one's actually connecting. Client matchmakers bridge that gap. They don't chase leads. They match the right people with the right offers at the right time. Because when your energy aligns, the conversations happen naturally. They don't sell, they connect. So let's talk about the old way of setting and the new way. The old way is sending random messages, hoping it works, and begging for these clients. Whereas the new way means building conversations that flow and turn strangers into booked qualified calls, connecting with precision and earning through skill. Now, you've listened to me ramble on about this client matchmaker stuff, but you're probably wondering, Rihanna, how do I actually become one? And I'm going to tell you exactly how to do that by just using your phone and some Wi-Fi. Here is how the client matchmaker framework works. There is only 4 things that you are going to need: alignment, attract, connect, and conversation. But what do I actually mean by all of this? So your phone is pretty self-explanatory, but if it's not, let me break it down a little bit. You're going to need a phone or a device that you can log into to actually send these DMs. And of course with Wi-Fi, again, I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but again, if it's not, you're going to need some sort of connection, some sort of data that you can connect to so that these messages can actually reach these leads. First of all, starting with alignment. You need to find that alignment, finding that inner match. A good setter doesn't just reach out. She tunes in, she knows who she's talking to, what they care about, and actually matching their energy. And that's what creates flow instead of fiction. Alignment isn't about these perfect scripts. It's about grounding, being confident with who you are and what you're selling. Let me explain. Once you have that aligned energy, you are guaranteed aligned results. Your energy is your foundation. If you show up in the DMs confident, grounded, and actually clear, the energy is felt in every single message. Being aligned means believing in what you're offering, understanding who your ideal client is, and actually setting a standard with the people that you want to connect with. And when you're aligned, these conversations feel natural. They're not forced. Now let's talk about attract. You don't attract replies by sounding like every other person in the DMs. You attract replies by being the kind of energy that people want to engage with. Your tone, your pacing, your curiosity all communicates with how you show up. The best setters in the DMs make the leads feel heard and not just like they're being pitched. Let me explain. Attracting whilst being a great setter means personalizing the messages, speaking naturally, not robotically, and leading with empathy and warmth. Now moving on to connecting with them, building a genuine connection. A great client matchmaker knows that connecting always comes before conversion. You're not rushing to get this call booked in. You're building trust because when people feel understood, they open up. Let me break it down. Connecting with these leads is always going to win over just converting them straight away. You're in the DMs to listen, not lecture. You're a real person building real trust with these other real people. They guide the leads into making a decision that's going to help them in their current situation. Moving on to conversion. Convert with confident girl. When your alignment, attraction, and connections are solid, converting becomes very, very simple. You're not selling, you're guiding someone into making a decision that just feels right. It's all about creating clarity and matching someone with something that they genuinely need. And when all 4, alignment, attract, connect, and convert, all come together, they compound automatically, and this will equal your freedom. Just like Poppy, who came into Miss High Ticket, stuck in her 9 to 5 that she absolutely hated, to now working as an appointment setter full time, becoming a great client matchmaker, building that trust in the DM, using the framework to actually build her freedom. Or like Bronte, who's still fairly new to appointment setting, but came into Miss High Ticket, absolutely smashed out all of the training, and after 2 days had landed her paying client, where in the space of 24 hours she managed to double his calls and building loads and loads of skills that she is going to be able to take on with her into the future. We also have Chloe here, who came to me with a sales background where she actually found a place on her manager's desk where she earned the company millions. And that really shifted her mindset. Because if she can make somebody else's dreams come true and be making them that amount of money, why not channel that talent into finally making her dreams happen? Again, she came into Miss High Ticket, absolutely smashed out all of the training, and under 2 weeks, she had landed her first paying client. You see, every single gal inside Miss High Ticket has come from a completely different background. But by using the client matchmaker framework, they're all on the exact same journey to building that location, financial freedom, and truly living the lives that they deserve. And with that, we've built a community of gals who earn with elegance. Now, we're coming to the end of this video, so you have 3 options. Let me go through them with you. Option number 1, you can pretend that you never heard of this, ignore this video, which is what most people are going to do. So if you want to be like most people, then by all means, scroll off this video. This option is for you. Moving on to option number 2, you can implement this on your own. However, gals, I'm going to be completely honest with you. When I see people try to figure out these systems through trial and error, it always ends up with them losing a big chunk of money. And not necessarily because it's going to cost you trying it out by yourself, but because of the money that you're going to be missing out on in the long run, because you're missing out on that critical information and guidance that a mentor is going to be able to provide you with. And girls, this is me just giving you advice from experience. By trying it by myself, I have lost out on so much, probably more than 20k plus. And it's all because I didn't have the right methods or doing it in the right way earlier. But I am so happy that that happened to me, because I now know where all the pitfalls are. It's so easy for me to coach and train you girls into it, because I know I've made these mistakes and I can teach you from them. I'm using that knowledge, I'm helping other girls break through and landing their first paying client within a matter of days. And I cannot stress enough how much it actually frustrates me to tell you that, because I feel as though this video could do more harm than good. I feel as though it's actually going to encourage you to go out and try this on your own. So I'm going to give you an ultimatum. Rather you going out and doing this through trial and error, this brings us to option 3. You can apply to become one of the select few client matchmakers. Because as I mentioned, sometimes it can take people months and months to implement one of these methods by themselves. And by the time they actually have it in place, they have lost out on so much money on failed attempts and just not having the right tools in place, which is such a shame, because if they just had someone to guide them in the right direction, they wouldn't have to deal with these struggles. So ladies, if you're ready to take action, there is going to be a link down below so that you can book in a one-on-one call so that we can see if you're a good fit to work together and then turning you into a client matchmaker. And girls, remember, freedom is not luck, it's dedication. Finally step into that new life and become a client matchmaker.